Hello, my fellow extraordinary Americans. My name is Cosmos, and this is Extraordinary America. Today, I wanted to shoot a quick video talking about how love is inversely proportional to ego, and how the more you can love, the less ego you'll have, and the more ego you have, the less you have the ability to love. Now, what do I mean by that, right? It means that when you have ego, right? When you're coming from a place of ego, you're basically coming from a place of taking, right? You're coming from a place of needing and wanting admiration, and you want status, and you want a lot of things. It's all about you, right? But it's like a force that draws itself to like inwards, right? Versus when you're coming from a place of love, you're coming from a place of giving, and you want to just give, and you're because you feel interconnected, right? Love is all about interconnectedness and knowing that everybody is part of yourself and you're all one. And that is where that is how it feels exactly, right? And so when you operate from these two places, two different realities come about, right? When you're operating from the place of ego, you're very tribalistic, right? It's a more of an us versus them type of mentality. And if you look at the world today, most people are actually right now operating out of a place of ego, right? It could be within us as well. So we have this situation where we feel like the other side is the enemy, and we are right and the other side is wrong. And then basically it's an us versus them mentality. And it's all about how do I win over the other person, versus when you're coming from the spirit, right? You understand that there's no such thing as us versus them, right? There's only something known as the spirit and the ego, where you're coming from a side where there's love, and then there's like the absence of it altogether. And when you look at the world through the lens of love, that everything makes sense, and then you start to understand the other side, and that's how real change takes place, right? It takes place from that, and it only becomes a matter of convincing as many people as possible to see the world from that point of view. Right now, obviously, it's a spectrum, right? If there's spirit or love on one side, and then there's ego on the other side, right? We're all neutrals. We're all on a spectrum in between the two, right? Like some of us have more love within us than others. Some of us have more ego within us than others. It's never really black and white. It's more like 50 shades of gray, if you want to be honest about it, right? But yeah. Our goal is to operate more from the spirit of love than from the spirit of the ego, right? And we have to try every day in our life to basically operate more from that side, because when we do that and we start to see the world from that angle, all of a sudden everything becomes better, because that's the key to creating heaven on earth. If you think about it, right? The real heaven on earth would happen when everybody on this planet started thinking from the realm of spirit, or from the realm of love, rather than coming from the place of ego, right? Instead of having competitive and combative personalities, they're going to have cooperating and coordinating personalities instead. Instead of coming from the place that I have to bring the other person or the other group down in order to lift myself or elevate myself up, they'll come from the place of lifting all the ships up, right? And having an abundance exchange where we help each other and lift each other up. And that's what I wanted to talk about today, right? If you like what we're talking about, please do subscribe to our channel, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you later. Bye.